Good afternoon, Darren, and welcome back to this week's Fireside with Flood.
No, I don't think we're calling it that.
Okay.
It is like a virtual fireside chat without the fire.
It is. Well, we don't need the fire. We live in Australia. It's beautiful and warm. It's especially warm in Brisbane, as you constantly tell me. The sun always shines on a Queenslander's face, as we can see from your red snoz. So today we're going to talk
might be from too much wine or something.
That's it. Very true. Very true. I think you call it a whiskey nose, don't they? But yours is, I think yours is cycling nose.
Yeah.
And the saddle too much. Today we're going to talk about, aren't we, the fairly recent acquisition of WSystems, one of our leading partners globally. And we obviously went out and bought the best partners, hence why you're still Evolution and we're still Sugar.
That's a sick burn, they call that, I think.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Yes, they're getting down with the kids. That's it. Yeah. So look, obviously we acquired WSystems. They're a very large partner of Sugar's globally. We brought those guys in, and alongside them we get in a host of the fantastic stuff that they've been doing, or in terms of add-ons, which is excellent. And so we're going to run through a few of the add-ons, won't we? Because we think they can add tremendous value to Sugar prospects, but also our existing customer base already. We think there's a lot of value in those.
Yeah, well, normally like an acquisition is not the most exciting thing to talk about, but in this case, it is, because some of the products that WSystems have developed over the years, so they're one of the, I think they were the top global partner, the top North American partner.
Mm-hmm.
Some of the products that they've developed that they used for their clients are really very cool, and touch on a lot of things that businesses generally want to do and increasingly want to do. So we're noticing with a lot of our clients, they want to do things like document automation, e-signing, which is one of the products that we're going to have a look at, as well as mapping tools and others. So these things are really very versatile, well-built products, and bring a lot of additional value to Sugar, and it kind of gives businesses more reasons to be working within their platform, and get more value from it. So
absolutely. Absolutely. And as we know, if we encourage people to work within the platform, they're going to get more from it. Therefore, the business is going to get more from it, and it's only increases the value of CRM within the business.
Yeah, I think the more it does for you, the better. So this is another thing, that's going to do.
All right then, Darren, do the big reveal. Here we go. Right, Drum roll, please.
I'll share my screen. There we go. So let me just start at the top here. The first one is the WDocs. So this is a product that will allow you to create any Word document type merge from inside of Sugar in the cloud. So any sort of Word template will merge with any field in Sugar, and not just any field on a module, any field on a related module. So when you create some documents, like if you're doing a report, like an account report for a customer account, you could have information about that company, but you then might have the history of some of the most recent calls or some of the most recent support tickets. All that information can be merged onto the one report, and you can lay it out the way that you want as you create a Word document.
I think the most important thing here for me, or the best thing here for me, which we spoke about a little bit earlier, is the fact that you can do it via BPM. Yeah.
So so they've got workflow. Sugar's got its BPM, which is its workflow engine, business process manager, and you can automatically generate these documents on demand. So you might have every month that it needs to produce one of these documents, and then email it to the customer. So you might want a report to go to your customers once a month. Well, you can format that as like a Word document. It's going to merge it and send it off. So that's extraordinarily powerful. Alternatively, you might just email it to the account manager, so they've got that report. So these are really flexible documents. The other key area I think we would use this for a lot of clients is around proposal generation. So Sugar's got quite a good quote customization tool or quote generation tool, and it's quite flexible. But oftentimes you want to create a proposal document, so you want to get it into a Word format because you then need to add additional information that needs to be typed in. So you can merge in what you need, like it's a quote, but then it's in a Word document that gives you a little bit more flexibility to further customize. So yeah.
I mean, this for me, it's playing into our core principles, right? It's giving people more time to focus on their actual job.
Yeah.
So it's giving sellers, I guess, more time to sell. And it also means that you can free up time that you'd otherwise have to be jumping around systems, doing different bits and bobs. This is automation, right? So I can go about my daily job in Sugar. Once I've completed a task, the business process in the background will fire across documents that you need to be sent out. So for example, if you're working within, I don't know, accounts approval team, and a certain form needs to go out to a customer, it can automate in the background rather than you having to go and generate it from elsewhere and fire it out.
Yeah, it ties in with there's other process like the customer journey tool where it can have a map out of your process, and perhaps somebody in the process ticks a box to say that step is now done. That might then create a document, merge it, and send it to the customer. That kind of thing is possible. So I think what it does, not only does it save people time, it allows the business to deliver a better experience to their customers. So we all want to deliver. As consumers, we want to have a better experience when we're dealing with companies, and companies want to deliver that because it helps differentiate them. And you just can't put on more people all the time to do that. You need to use technology that allows you to present yourself better, provide more value to the customer without any more time from your human resources. So this is a great way to be able to do that. I think it also standardizes a lot of your documents. So different people, different salespeople might have different proposal templates. You can sit down and work out what are the key templates that you want to have, make them available to everybody, and then like at a single click, it will create those documents. And
that's very important.
Yeah,
that's a very important point, isn't it? Around things like brand, when you're trying to build a strong brand, you're making sure that everybody in the business is on the same hymn sheet. Because I've worked with businesses in the past where I've received different proposals from different people, and they just look completely different. There's no uniform. It's not a good look.
Yeah, well, and from a risk management point of view, like, is everybody working off the most up-to-date terms and conditions? Are they being included in there? So, you do want to have some structure around that to ensure, like, not only is it professional, but it's compliant. And and if you can then also make it easier and faster and better presented, well, then you're ticking multiple boxes. So.
Absolutely. It's a win-win. I think that's going to be a very, very popular add-on for us.
So proposals, account management documents, any sort of document, contracts would be another one you could do, and just gives you more reasons to work from inside the platform, and then really helps with user engagement, because it's where they go to do their the functions that they need to do. It's not not something that they just go in and have to enter data in to keep up to date. They go there because it saves them time. So
they're letting the platform do the work there, aren't they? What's the next one that we've got?
Well, just to probably finish off, just on a couple of little features of it before we jump into the next.
Sorry, getting excited.
Yeah, I know. Well, we probably should have jumped into this one. Just some of the features of it here. You can see a record here that's merging, allows you to create things like barcodes, and also merge in images of Sugar records into the system. So you can see this one's an account profile template that you can see here. So some sort of order form here with a barcode. So it's actually quite a feature-rich product, by having some of those capabilities. So just a couple of examples there. But the next one, Rich, is probably the thing that every business should have and probably will have before long, and that's e-signing capability. So if you're producing documents like proposals, you generally want an authorization or an approval. And
I mean, it's 2021. Who wants to print it off, sign it, rescan it, and send it in? I'm working from home, Darren. I haven't got a printer. I've barely got a pen, to be honest. I make my notes on the desktop. And a scanner? Of course, I've not got a scanner, hey? I might as well fax it to you.
Fax it, yeah. Well, that's what they say. You want to be competing with businesses that are using fax machines. So
very true, very true.
So, I think if you're using Docusign and your competitors are using fax machines, then that's gives you a good advantage. But
you're on a winner.
It's Docusign's the gold standard for e-signing. I think most people these days in corporate life would have e-signed something with Docusign, and it's a very efficient way to get approval of any sort of legal document. So the good thing with we've got pricing coming for these connectors. These are sort of purchasable add-ons, but the Docusign connector is free. So that's good. So we've got to find out if that will allow us to do it with any type of document, but obviously it's a very complementary one for WDocs, because that auto generates the proposal or the contract, whatever your document template would be, and this is how you can handle the e-signing. So really looking forward to
it's a really good add-on.
Having clients with that one.
Now, WMaps, this is the one that I'm excited about, because I think for certainly a lot of your current customers, there is a very large use case. I think it's very good for anybody with reps on the road, anybody with account managers, and I think it's very, very valuable. So let's have a little chat about this one.
Yeah, well, I guess everyone's used to using maps, on their mobile devices, and Google Maps on their computer at work, and when they've got to look things up. This just brings all your records that are in CRM visible onto a map. So like multiple pins on a map. So it's very flexible. Any list view we can, for accounts or contacts or leads or sales opportunities can all be plotted on a map, and we can filter that down. So you might just want to say all the accounts that are assigned to this rep, put them on the map, or all the leads that are in this area, whatever it might be. You can generate driving directions between those places, so it can create like a route. But I think this is just a way of visualizing where your customers are. So any sort of field, sales people or field service people would benefit from this. If you're territory planning or planning a trip, what other customers are in the local area, that kind of thing. So we get this request from time to time, and this is this sort of level of functionality is not the sort of thing that you'd want to go and customize, because there's a lot of work that's gone into this. So
it's a very, very, very useful. I mean, for us here, we use it in terms of looking at key accounts. My colleague Anil looks after our renewals for the business. He looks at all the key accounts when he goes out to see somebody. He checks anybody within a certain radius, and he can go and see them at the same time, giving him time back, right? We're saving people time. Certainly, again, for me, if I'm going out to a prospect, I'm then going to look at the leads and see what leads I've got in the area, and then double up on what I can do. So I'm not wasting my train trip or my car journey, right?
Yeah, well, these days, sort of the in-person contact, visits are so, like you're investing a lot more time and money to do those, and particularly if you're traveling. So to be able to, and it's not to see customers, like you say, see prospects as well. So really make the most of your time, with a tool like this. And
I always think it's funny for me. I've been down to current customers and then flicked it to looking at leads, and to know that we have somebody that we're working with already on the same street, it's pretty powerful. When we're going to meet a lead and we say, oh, actually, we're working with such and such across the road, I've just been into their office. It's pretty handy. People like to know that others are using you around them, right? Yeah, definitely. And just a couple of screenshots on the screen at the moment. So looking at a corporation here, in the side panel, you can also have the street view or the map view of that location for that particular account. So not only can you see like list views all on a map, all the pins plotted together, when you're looking on record views, whether it's a lead or a contact or an account. This is very, very handy. I think when you get on site, you swear you're at the right address, but you can actually physically see what the building looks like. It's pretty handy, right? I mean, I've had some bad experience with maps, Darren. My mother once directed my father through northern France for an hour and a half using a UK map. So I'm pretty burnt. with the use of maps, but this helps me a lot.
Obviously, it was a childhood memory that's made an impression.
It was, as I saw him disappear out of the view of the headlights as he got out the car in the middle of the motorway in anger. You know, burnt me as a child.
No. Well, I think another use for this is sometimes seeing what the building looks like of the person that you're dealing with can be helpful. Particularly if it relates to your industry, knowing if it's a lead, what does the size of the building? Does it look like the sort of company that is a typical customer of yours? That kind of thing. So it depends on the use case, but certainly helpful for for a lot of customers.
Absolutely.
This one is
WDrive. This is the one that gets you excited, doesn't it, Darren? This fires the geek in you. All your storage dreams.
Yeah, well, it is a good one because businesses these days are moving to using cloud storage. So it's sort of gone from the days that we would have a server and store all our files on a common drive or a shared drive on a server, and we generally want them to be in a cloud enabled place, so we can work from home or work out of the office, but everything's still in the centralized place. A lot of business users we would be working with are using Office 365, and they have OneDrive for cloud storage, which is a great platform. Could also be Google Drive or Dropbox. There's a couple of platforms out there. And what you really want to do, like Sugar does allow you to attach documents, but then they're inside the Sugar application and they're not necessarily available to everyone in the organization, or you can't browse to them the way that you could if they're on a shared drive. What this does is allows you to keep all your documents on a shared drive, like OneDrive, and then relate them to records and access them from records inside of CRM. So, a good example might be you might be working on a sales opportunity and receive some information from a customer, images or PDF requirements documents, things of that nature. You could save that. You have a folder related to an opportunity that's in your OneDrive, and you can drop them into that folder. But when you're on the sales opportunity in CRM, you can see all those files and access, preview, and open those files, and then obviously edit them as well. So
makes a lot of sense. I think about the certain industries that we work in. I think about construction and those kind of guys. Often the documents they have alongside things are absolutely massive alongside opportunities. So to keep them outside of Sugar in a OneDrive, Dropbox, Google Drive, whatever it may be, but have a direct link to them via the system makes a lot of sense, and it's going to allow make sure there's no storage issues, right?
Yeah, absolute best practice now is to have your document management platform like OneDrive and your CRM working together. Have those two platforms layered together, and it just really helps with the engagement with your users, because they can use the CRM. If you want to find something, everyone knows what it's like having to go through the rabbit hole of folder structures on their server. Whether that's cloud storage or any other system, there's always sort of nested folders, whereas it's much easier to look somebody up by company name or contact name, or drill down into the sales opportunity and find all the documents that are related to that entity in that context. So it's actually, in many ways, a faster way to find, access, and manage your documents.
It's using the right tool for the right job.
Yeah.
If you want to access customer data and find information, contacts, opportunity relevance, use the CRM. But then when you're going to deep dive into all the document piece, you can easily click across to the document storage piece rather than trying to store masses of information, or masses of documents, should I say, in Sugar. It's not a document storage device. It's not designed for that. You run out of a lot of space fairly quickly if the documents are particularly big.
That's right. Yeah, it does consume space, but we push all that workload over to the tool that's best designed for it. So just like with email, you let your email platform do the work for the email, but it integrates nicely with Sugar, and same let the document management platforms like OneDrive do the work of that, and let Sugar do the work of managing the relationships and linking everything together.
Absolutely. And just on the screen now, we're showing the drag and drop between the panels. It's super easy to use, super intuitive, and a really, really good addition, I think.
Yeah. So we're getting pricing supplied to us, and we'll be able to demonstrate this live shortly and provide it to clients. So looking forward to making that available very soon.
Absolutely. That's everybody get in contact with Darren because he is excited about WDrive.
That's it.
All right, mate. Happy Friday. Take it easy. Don't burn your nose on your bike on the weekend, and we'll speak very soon.
Okay, mate. See you next week.
See you. Bye.